Very odd comment to make, and a very odd assumption too. First thing, most people in the British Isles benefited indirectly from slavery. But most people did not benefit directly from slavery, if that makes sense. The people who were responsible for colonialism and slavery were the gentry and the capitalist class. People who had capital had investments. So, for example, when the cotton mills were set up, the mill owners were the people who were bringing in the cotton. They were directly benefiting from the cotton plantations. They bought from the plantation owners, they set up the mills, and they paid people to work in the mills. The conditions for the mill workers were pretty bloody grim, and the wages pretty poor. They were indirectly benefiting from it, and they were coming in from the countryside because they could attract a wage. Being poor in the countryside was not fun, and there were a lot of people who did come in because they needed the money, they needed the wages, and they came into the big cities. It's part of the Industrial Revolution, so they benefited indirectly, but they didn't have a choice about that. My family, we can go back to about 1750, I think. Not directly, we're not of the class to have had capital. We're just solid middle of the road, petty bourgeoisie, small business owners, shopkeepers, middle to upper servants, cooks, housekeepers, all that kind of thing. Did we benefit? Of course we did. Like I said, colonialism and the slave trade brought money to these shores. Did we benefit directly? No, but that's the case for most British people. Like I said, there was no choice there. Those decisions were not made by most people. And don't forget, many people in the British Isles, although they did benefit and they had a degree of freedom, they didn't have very nice lives. People employed by those mill owners had a bloody horrible time. It was just that because they were benefiting, they could, if they worked hard and saved their money and were extremely lucky, luck being a big part of it, they could work their way out of that abject poverty, something which, of course, was denied to those working on the cotton plantations.